Greetings, my dear friends, and welcome back to another episode of Decoding Intuition. By the end of this episode, you're going to have everything that you need to unlock the full powers of your intuition and will be on your way to maximizing empowered, soulful living, supercharged with the power of your intuition. So let's get started. So before I share the most important techniques for you to know in order to access the power of your intuition, let's take a moment just to explore the role and the functions of intuition in our daily lives. So as we've explored in previous episodes, vibration is the language of the universe. And intuition is the language that our soul uses to communicate with us about what's happening on those subtle energy levels. The primary function or role of intuition in our life is to communicate information to us, and it does that in a variety of ways. On the most basic fundamental levels, intuition serves one, to keep us connected. It's through the functioning of our intuition that we are able to energetically connect with our higher self, our soul, God, spirit, universe, cosmic consciousness, spirit guides, energetically connecting with other people, other animals, every living thing in the universe we connect with through the functioning of our intuition, in the way that it is our intuition that enables us to experience that energy connection with all living things. Now, intuition as we know it today is very closely linked to very primitive fight or flight responses. So in the very least, on deep subconscious levels, our intuition is always at work in ways that are protecting us. It's our intuition that gives us that energetic hit in regard to whether or not something is aligned with us or not, whether or not we're possibly in danger or not. And so on a fundamental level, intuition is always protecting us. Intuition also serves as a guide in our life. It's through the use of our intuition that we receive insightful, soulful guidance that enables us to make more informed choices in our lives. So within the functioning of our intuition as a source of accessing guidance in our lives, this in turn also supports clarification. So as we're gaining guidance from our intuition, whether that's through communicating with your own inner wisdom, your own gut instincts, guidance that might come from your higher self, spirit guides, whatever you aligned with, that guidance in turn enables us to gain clarification around different components involved with decisions that we're making. So, for example, when we're making decisions, of course, there's the analytical, logical aspect of things, and then our intuition comes in to further substantiate or support or not whatever track of thinking that we're utilizing to make decisions. So, with the use of our intuition, giving us that extra information, that enhanced awareness of the right now energies, in turn, it offers deep clarifications that bring more confidence and certainty around the choices that we're making in our life. Intuition also inspires us. It's those spontaneous, intuitive moments that we have while we're in spaces of deep relaxation that might inspire us to take a particular class or pick up this hobby or say yes to this opportunity. That is another functioning of our intuition at play. We can also say that intuition heals us, but how does that happen? I'll take the example of the type of work that I do with therapeutic shamanic healing practices. Most of the practices and modalities that I work with clients that support healing, shadow work per se, healing old trauma, healing old wounds, requires us to be able to connect deeply within ourselves. And that deep soulful connection happens through the functioning of our intuition, again, when we're communicating with the soul. Now, this is a really interesting point because I have found in my life through my own experiences that when it comes to matters having to do with healing trauma, talk therapy alone truly is not enough, because the energy of those old traumas do not live in our mind. The memory of a trauma might live in our mind, but the actual energy wrapped up in the trauma lives in our body. And we have to be able to access those deeper aspects of sensing and feeling to really work through, clear, heal, and integrate old emotional traumas. And that happens through the functioning of communicating with ourselves on those deep intuitive levels. All in all of these functionings of our intuition ultimately serve also to empower us. Through the use of our intuition, we gain more self-trust as we're having the courage to listen to our intuition and take action on our intuition. That does build self-trust and self-confidence. So you can see how utilizing all of these functionings and roles of your intuition can only lead to expanded vibrance and soulful living on your path. So how do we access the power of our intuition? It starts by being in the now. Our intuition speaks to us in the now. So we have to have our presence and awareness anchored in the here and now in order to access our connection with our intuition. If you're preoccupied with the past or the future, that's going to take you away from your connection to your intuition. So being in the now moment is the number one practice that needs to happen in order to access your intuition to begin with. Setting intentions and making efforts to live more fully in your heart space. Our heart has a mind and a consciousness of its own, and this has been substantiated and proven within modern science. We know this now. It's no longer a question of if we have intuition. It's a matter of how do we really harness it and access the power of it. Heart-centered living, being in the now, are among the top key components that enable us to really access that inner knowing. The more you use your intuition, the stronger it gets. And I've talked about this in previous episodes, but again, I'm going to suggest that we all take time daily to check in with our intuition. Just ask yourself questions. What is my intuition telling me today about this situation, or about this choice I'm making, or about this opportunity? How is my intuition protecting me today? How is it informing me? How is it guiding me? How is my intuition inspiring me? How is my intuition enabling me to gain more clarity? How is my intuition offering healing opportunities? And how is my intuition empowering me today? You can ask yourself questions based on these basic themes, and I recommend actually writing down whatever insights come to you. Writing down what comes to you, number one, gives you a record of your intuitive communication that you have with yourself that you can refer back to, and in doing so, in hindsight, you're really going to recognize the accuracy of your intuition, and again, that's going to support deeper self-trust, deeper empowerment. So I really encourage all of you to practice this. Now is the time. We are having a great awakening in the world right now, and we have spring right around the corner. At the time of me recording this, spring equinox is about a month away. We're coming into a time of initiating and activating new intentions, fresh energies, new motivations, and we really want to be tapped into our intuition so that we can really maximize the results of our efforts in moving forward. Okay guys, thanks so much for watching. Blessings, namaste, and I'm going to see you in the next video. Much love.